This goes out to the 207. Land of the hard workers. Yo, grab a seat, make myself something to eat, and get myself ready for my midweek treat. Wednesday night, time to tune in. Main hip hop has my sound system booming. From 7 to 9 p.m., JT and Ryan got them fly gems. Online, and that's AppletonRadio.com. Local flavor, rock on. So if you put in work, you get your spot on. Milk Pavement Radio with so much talent. In my tree state, we all can shine. Appleton Radio is dope divine. Shout out to JT and Ryan Augustus. It's main hip hop. Tune in, baby, bust us. Wise words chosen in my state that stays frozen, even in June. But boom, boom, something fly for my ears to consume. Come along, there's plenty of room. Mean hip hop, we're ready to bloom. That's 7 to 9, we're all dope and ready to shine. Appleton Radio, find them online. Tune in each week for some dope local flavor. For you hip hop freaks, Dynamo P. It's AppletonRadio.com. Rock on.
Yeah, hip-hop heads, it's about that time. Rock with us from 7 to 9, because this right here is the place to be with your homeboy Ghost and my man JT.
Yeah, you know how we do it. Appleton Radio in the place repping main hip-hop all day long. We are back for another fresh installation.
Indeed we are, and tonight we got a really special guest doing a live performance down at the Big Easy. Once again, he's back in Maine. We got Lewis Logic on the show tonight.
Wow, big things tonight here for us on the Appleton Radio Show, going national.
Exactly, and the best thing about it is he's going to be able to come in and sit down and listen to some main hip-hop with us, chop it up a little bit about what he's been doing, talk about some of his new material, some of his old materials. So if you're a Lewis Logic fan or you know somebody that is, tune in, tell him what's going down. This is real official at the Appleton week.
It is indeed, man, and we're doing it real big. I think we're going to just get right into it. Sandbag has a new CD out. In fact,
right.
Shupe and Ill By Instinct will be in the house because they are the official, showing Lewis around town and making sure he's taken care of. You know
exactly,
what I'm saying?
taking care of him for the open mic. So.
Repping that hip hop open mic every night, rap night, baby.
Exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and start it off with a track off that new album. It's called Rappers Are Emotional. Look out for it. I know it's in Moody Lords. You can catch them hand to hand.
Actually, we're gonna play Boogie Monster.
Oh, is that what we're playing?
That's how we're rolling tonight.
Right. Well, Rappers Are Emotional. Either way, that's the name of the album. The track that we're getting into tonight is called Boogeyman. Sandbag doing it real big. Shout out to Harps, Pensive. Behind Shupe will be here soon. Let's go, Maine.
Something that I've conjured, a fabrication of the mind, just like the Boogie Monster. An agitation of mine, I can't take it any longer. It's like these rookies wanna push me off a cliff just to get a little stronger. I'll call their karma. I'm suave like the snake charmer. Take on your fake mantra. Used to play Contra, get laid on the Barca lounger. Stack the bottles on the counter, leaving for the bums when it's time to clean them out. I'm just an amateur with a jam for you. Your parents pamper you, but that's the life of middle class America. A cast of characters, parasitic bacteria, believing they're superior. Even in my area, people are in delirium. So steer clear. Here, I swear, I'll never sell out in the stores. Cause if you scratch my back, then I'll stab yours. You get what you ask for, with a stamp of a passport. I'm off to someplace that's warm. One way, maybe someday, there'll be something to come back for. My job doesn't pay me enough. I'm a lazy fuck, but you could get staving up for like $80 just to make some side cash. Pay my tax, kiss my ass. I'm going Boston Tea Party on those kegs in the back. You want lettuce on that? Just one of the stupid questions I ask. Are you paying with credit or cash? Have a nice day, please don't come back, dumbass. You get slain over drum tracks like run that. 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 Run that.
Yo, it's the Donnie Darko hidden tattoo barcode, Charles Bark, yo, break your neck, I'll take the technical. Dope is down to the Dewey Decimal, decibel, bite my rhymes. Best believe you're catching strep throat, super fly, I could give a damn. If you're on a boat, when you capsize on whack rhymes, till the green smoke sandbag, holding down the ticker tape parade float. Underdog, cut my head open on a lamppost. No, I don't brag about my swag, I raise toast to cats like Shade and Moshe, who pave roads. Nowadays, false prophets and novices acting. Need to recalibrate the reading glasses. Accuracy attached to speech begets diplomacy. Focus on the fulcrum or fall like autumn leaves. Rock you to the bottom like Austin 316 flows raw. It's the Junkyard Dog with Harlem Heat. Run that, 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 run that.
Diligence is enough, and that's why I ante up when it comes to irritating irrelevant rappers until their panties bunch. I can debunk the formula of all these forgeries. Most squares can MC, no matter their relative enormity. Poorly orally brought dictation. Though they do suck in the mic, I was not talking about fellation. We lead the nation of America's unpussification. Abnormally radical and massive combined to form abrasive. Tradesmen with raised pens who turns confuse the layman's. Oh my God, he's back. Jesus. Amen. I'll peel out this waste tread. I'm just trying to keep my face fed. Searching for change on my couch from my friends after they slept. Meaning I ain't age yet. See what I'm saying? Like verbal LASIK. Like New Hampshire, I go ape shit. I'm taking it back to break tricks on a makeshift dance floor on a cardboard floor that's tape fixed. An atheist who understands religion and its patronage, but that's also where breeding hatred is. Where the music you ain't facing, kids, more shocking than Raiden is. Out there like aliens, two named alias, dope vocal creationist. Hope you all appreciate this. A well-oiled machine without no maintenance, more cooler than Alaskan acreage. Run that, 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 run that.
Appleton.
Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? You got the props drop.
Main united. From the movement of my local environment.
Coming to invade you.
Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? You got the props rock. The prop getter coming too hard to drop. Twitters wanna be pop glitters, get chopped by top spitters. Slaughterhouse, educated advocate, using adjectives, arranging an onslaught, a main on collaborative. I had to give the gap to those erect on the track. You took the time out to tell about the section we're at. So if you're ready, I'm ready for the 207 assembly. I'ma pass it to my patrons, getting props up on the stage.
Well, it's the modestest in Maine, beer bottle in the tank, got nada in the bank, so preposterously dank. Not a coke seller, but a rap stellar, pro feller, smoke smeller, joke teller, the award show podium lover. Go say hello to your mother. Spizzy Spose roll through. Weed hairs, Nickelodeon color. Got the props and the pounds and the daps and the plaques. Cause I rap like you would if you weren't whack. I got 'em.
Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? Who got the props drop? Who got the props? You got the props rock.
The track is like Mad Max, Jay's home's a terradome, scolding crossbones, leave your little ones at home. This is grown folk, funk studio, reeks a skunk. Those that know me know the homie always carry two blunts like a shogun. My thumbnail will impale any type of stove, quickly rolling inhale out of Jay's crib, feeding off the energy. Yo, the music is the conduit that sparks a synergy.
And that spark ignited the brightest of Maine, united, undisputed, undivided. The elusive mic tyrant has been sighted at the party uninvited. Blasting music from the movement of my local environment. We inspired it, provided it, unrivaled and triumphant. Till we rocked every spot on the earth's entire circumference. With thunderous wonderment, put us under assumptions and keep your ear to the ground to hear what we're drumming up under it.
Who got the props? Who got the props rock? Who got the props? Who got the props rock? Who got the props? Who got the props rock?
Check it out,
who got the props? Who got the props rock?
Cats know Mike, ask where the cannabis at. Chance back, backpack, and a hand of a jack. Write raps, fight
diss tracks, I'm this man of it wax. Pack jams, rap fans saying damn it, it's fat. Flash, stuck in my coat, rolling something I smoke. Provoke the rap in these cats getting punched in the throat. Notebook stacked up, ripping scriptures I jot. Been killing them with the written, so we getting the props.
Depth and breadth of my enemies, like the weapons that test me. Physically, mentally, presently, offensive, defensively, indestructible, incorruptible. So my essence essentially, luck to be fuckable. Plus I'm seeing the century. Near my cranial energy feeds from beats that are entering through peripheral sensory. There's no use even venturing or entering the centering. When I'm assembling, my intent is to bring a quintessential mental with remembering. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock.
It's Mr. Supreme, it's the meanest to push my way to. I give you both that genius and a thing you can relate to. It's Superwoman swooping, coming to invade you. Storming through the state without a cage, but some gray goose running through my veins, steady numbing any strange. Ready gunning through the lanes, it's something for me to stay loose. Bass boots rocking it, 207 apocalypse. Who no legend, a funeral checking if you be popping.
Hey yo, I'm rapping this metropolis, never sound monotonous. Steady, always ready, drop it heavy, no one's topping this. I hold mics for ransom at random like hostages. Tall, dark, and handsome man advancing, so the props I get to find the shit that you done heard in the state. Do the math, 7 + 1, that's an elite 8, sounding great. New posse cut, one for the book. Who's getting props? Everyone on this track to answer the hook.
Appleton.
Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock.
Who got the props?
We got the props.
Who got the props?
We got the props.
Who got the props?
You got the props.
You got the props.
We got the props. Rock.
Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? Who got the props? Rock. Who got the props? You got the props? Rock. You got the props? Rock. You got the props?
Yeah, Appleton Radio. Woo! Doing it once again. It's another Wednesday. Been a lot going on this past week. We had the show at Port City on Friday night. There was also some shows that Spose did with us down in New Hampshire on the weekend. $2 Tuesdays went down last night. It was really, really dope lineup. They had Dre Sr., Trails, Christina Contagion, a bunch of other special guests.
Hosted by
IBI actually hosted that.
Who's actually in the building, but he just walked off, you know.
Right, you know, we set him up proper for a time, and he goes and runs away. But that's how it goes here at the Appleton Radio Show.
And shout out to A-Frame, too, who rocked the hip-hop open mic last week. From what I understand, had all the ladies dancing, even though he didn't have the help of his hype man, so that's pretty impressive. You know?
I tried to hold it down.
He always holds it down, man, you know, so that's how we do it, holding it down mean and doing big things, man.
Indeed, and this week, I mean, just another great open mic night. Basically, what we got going on is, if y'all haven't heard, Lewis Logic is back in Maine once again.
Yes.
He's got some great openers as well. I Am Many, his boy from New York, is coming up as well. Essence and Dynamo P, who are two rapid song producers on the Appleton Radio Show every week. So y'all have definitely heard of them. But we're just keeping it moving, hitting y'all with some more music until Louis gets in the house. We got Nate Shupe in the building.
What's up, Shupe?
IBI's here, A-Frame. So we're chilling. Main hip hop all day, 207. Let's get into that next joint.
Yo, this is some brand new. Again, Dynamo P keeping it fresh. It's Ryan Missile, Dynamo P, Slop, Bongos, Hit, Domes.
Baby, oh, your daddy's home and he's the star of the show. Oh.
George, what's going on?
Get that.
Walk amongst the zombies, occasional aliens try to talk to me. My planet is evolving at a rate unfathomable, mathematical, theatrical, illusionist, Buddha fist. Or should I use the palm? I carry on with big bombs strapped to my jetpack. Minor setback, the death trap is jet black. Ink that into your think cap, beginning from the middle. Just a little bit of spittle, riddled by the missile. Hear the whistle? I'm singing, swinging heavy sickles. Tickle me blue, no, hold out. Hyperextend my gratitude to give a pound. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, throwing flares in the war zone, spitting raps in Morse code, quiet as kept, with a mess of torn flesh and a leaky brainstem. This track's been slain by the imperial elite. Once again, ID.
No, I'm writing a song lyric.
A song lyric?
That's right.
Bananas, bongos, hit domes like hammers. In the night we turn to scammers, do damage stuck in under Savannah's cameras. Don't let them look at me. Wonder where the day went, stay bank crystallized on a spiritual rise. From the words derived, I will survive, pursue and drive this tank with my militia into the sandy banks. Extra special thanks to the non-believers underlined, never mind from the receivers. The vision was a blur, I don't remember much, just the presence and light touch. Am I mic'd up? I shout out to such and such, you fuss too much. To listen, no name was given, I've risen to another mezzanine. Became my own utopian dream. As I drift off, lift off, levitation. Word annihilation, Leviathan, time is fled. Take a sigh and smoke in the wind. Bongos from the beat, banging them off of the stage with your rhyme mishandling. Suge Knight up the 10-story window, dangling. You're dangling. Bananas, bongos, hit domes like hammers. In the night we turn to scammers, do damage stuck in under Savannah's cameras.
That's right.
Week to week, beat to beat, we freak. Manic Mondays, dumb plays meet to speak. Seek out sessions just to sharpen the sword. Move forward so far from the norm. Storm stages and swarms. 21 or all ages perform. Also known to throw keggers in dorms. Steady raging, beats caging, street staging. The mic I stay blazing for projects. Just stay patient. Sound waves crash with the wrath of the ancients. It's a rap 'cause you can't understand the math and it's basic. Calculate the amount it takes to make the mountain shake. Times of rhymes of records that are wrecked that come about the state, and that will equalize a rise elevation-wise. A proper hip-hop to drop to catch the nation's eyes. And if nobody's looking, we'll still be cooking concepts and bomb sets of long text to fill the books in. Another slop selection. Dynamo, Missile, Ryan Augustus, the Ghost, 207.
So, you bring me down here for a meet and greet? More like a proposition. Oh, real? Join us. We're a new breed. Up there, they call us creatures, monsters. They force us to go underground. But it's all to the good. We've been biding our time, bonding.
Appleton Radio.
Beast music.
Hello, Mr. Finch. It's been a while since you visited. The crows chased you off. Damn seagulls, they could give a shit. Eagle chills a little bit. Falcon still a little bitch. Evil penguins play distinguished, steady counting up their fish. Ostrich keeps ducking like aw shit. We're plucking the feathers of chicken tender poultry. Still a snitch for clucking. Now nothing's better than two birds of a feather flying high. In all pollution, destroying whatever. Go ahead, try and die. Newfound religion, I'm praying to holy pigeons. The dove loves forgiving and comfortable decisions. Two died with one stone, killed many with microphone. Though it's never known it's foul, the way we're prone to basic styles and drone on the hummingbird. Suspended words and cunning curves. Parrot copies cockatoo from watching you becoming worse. Separate and find yours. Look amongst the vultures. Span it like a condor through several different cultures. Now rise, Phoenix, defy Venus, and I mean it, I mean it.
Count the minutes on the bricks, resurrect the columnist, architect down the step, bite marks the bottom lip. Once bitten, twice ride, vice hidden in white skies. Pixels aligned high, abundance but none spy. Narcology, star colony, property tax, corporate monopoly, robbery, facts, the policy back. Surgery for this here, perturbed sense of security. I left the emergency on some third-degree murder spree. It's all cool, this paranoid introspection. Morphine's than chlorine if you dare enjoy direction. 100 meters of trouble seekers with piss-poor liter bottles. It's the substance, cause you refuse to follow. Some nondescript pharmacist on some shit next to garbage. Life of wind in the recycle bin, they're throwing out their pardons. And it might set a trend or enlighten an end, period. Keep an open mind, hyperextend. For serious, for keepsakes, shoeboxes of beat tapes. For calendar years and no more release dates. This is Dirt Coat Distro with the diamonds on the insoles, soul and vaulted windows where reflection halts akimbo. Celery stalker, merit of restraining order. Welcome to the terror zone. Light foam from Downing Logger. Send credits, get propers. Dent effort, wreck shoppers. Stretch longer in the morning with coffee to rent posture. Spread yourself thin, shoot the minutes with a whisper. The film strip that lingers in a picture on the trigger.
Yeah, Appleton Radio.
Appleton.
That was the Dirt Coalition with Eat Paste. That was Homeboy Mainline and Altruistics holding it down. I think that was a poor production.
Definitely taking some good cuts out of main hip hop tonight for you, man.
Yeah,
I'm
course.
excited about the lineup we have playing tonight.
Yeah, we got a great playlist tonight, so you guys are definitely going to enjoy this. Keeping it back to the matter at hand, Louis Logic at the Big Easy tonight.
Oh.
You know, Dynamo P, Lady Essence also holding it down. But we're going to go ahead and get into a Louis Logic joint right now off of The Odd Couple. This is Open the Mic featuring Self-Titled with with J Love. And yeah, one of my favorites off this album. Here we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, yo, let me spark this. I'm already wound up. Let's burn it from the ground up. Turn the fucking sound up. A loud drug spitting on this underground cut. Come around, it's going down like the town slut. Keep your mouth shut, I'm quick to set it. Kid, forget it, I get gassed and piss unleaded. Your shit's pathetic. Split before your wig's beheaded. Disconnected and ripped apart like a Christmas present. Flip this record, we could battle on the instrumental. Battle to a quicker tempo. Battle with a pen and pencil. Your girl's digits in my pocket, that's coincidental. But if they had a pimp Olympics, I would win a medal. I've been a rebel for the most of my life. I'll go to your show with a knife, start provoking a fight. Jump on stage just when the moment is right and scream, open a mic till the poet gets sliced.
Out the mouth comes fire, who ignite the fullest. Self-titled feed you lead, make you bite the bullet. Talk imaginary crime stories and get dealt shots. Surprise you with the calico and get shell-shocked. And hell's hot, you don't wanna get caught there. When it's warfare, we suit up and carry fours and pairs. I'll rob a bitch too, snatch a purse with the quickness. Not Jamaican, but I love to jerk chickens. Niggas disrespect, I never keep it on wax. We load up the vans with soldiers and fully loaded Macs. Crashing through the windows of your crib, blasting shots, wearing Navy SEAL suits that look like astronauts. Don't give a fuck about rap. You talking thug shit? Drain your bodily fluids. Now you lack substance. Whether east or west, you bring beef round here. I'll launch a missile to your city till the coast is clear.
Hey yo, you feeling me? Well, get your mittens out my trousers, or we'll deal a beating out like a clique of rowdy bouncers. You sit around announcers, got nothing to say. Like your girl when I'm standing up and fucking her face. Shit, we take shots like they don't affect us. With more rounds of quarters than bankers and payphone collectors. I sip licks with thick chicks and stay so erected as if my dick fits in a slick slit like Lego connectors. Hey, don't forget this. J Love himself and J's own spit heat like they come from hell. When I'm pissy, I can dump as well. When I'm not, I'm just pissed off, so your two choices are lumped to swell. Chicks tell me I'm something else the way I eat snatch in a pair of cushion knee pads and safety mask. And lately that's been the reason they hate me rapping. Cause my dick disappears in your chick's mouth like baby aspirin.
Y'all say Zone is a one-trick pony. I say Zone got a long dick, blow me. The more y'all hate, the more the money comes. I ain't been unanimously loved since I was 21 with music for Tu Madre. My first LP, all that critical acclaim, shucks. I was up in Starbucks and couldn't afford a latte. But now I talk trash and bring hell to the people. You're not a broad or a bank teller, I don't wanna see you. Too cheap to go club, too ugly to model. Too broke to drink Chris, but I front with the bottle. J-Zone, give a dime to record. Bitch, please, rich or poor, y'all ain't worthy to wash my drawers. ARC on the beat, me, I couple and self, use your bathroom and pee on the seat. And fuck a holistic hoe. I'd rather have a hoe with lipstick blow on my balls like a piccolo.
Now hold up, you can't have a jam without the engineer, man. It's Double J Brown in this bitch, yeah. I get into your psyche, don't care if you like me. Pussy, even your lesbo flow is so tight. Check the level up the treble, that's the 5G sound. The devil's on a whole new level when we roll through your town. Cause it's the O-double-D, C-O-U-P-L-E. With JB on this banger courtesy of they vegans, hot shit. Oh, don't say you is when you isn't, like jerking off with your left hand. That shit just feels different. And porque you wanna act like you got that pimp shit. Cinematic heads know that my posse make hits. I heard you thinking drinking is some shit that we say, but best believe I leave this spot and stop a dripping with grandma gay. Hip hop hooray, it's the end for you clowns, and leave your holder standing up. You sit the fuck back down.
Beast music.
Hey, yo, Rockspin, man, I'm telling you, I just had this urge to just beast on the track and just get at these dudes on some serious next level shit. This written surgery, this spit with urgency, like step back and get your neck snapped. This an emergency. These kids is herbs to me, and it occurred to me if they ain't learned their turn, you gotta burn them in the third degree. I'm breathing in flames, I'm scheming a game, like my talents, your money, and even exchange. This kid is too sick, it's like he's diseased in the brain. It's style vulgar, I'm composed to spit all the greasiest slang. I'm trapezing the game, I might flip off and it's raw. Type sick like Mike Vick, walking your dog. Biting on microphones to sharpen my jaws, till my teeth look like a motherfucking carpenter's saw. Y'all get softer than gauze, what y'all talking is fraud. I'm just the opposite, who boxing with God. Sticky move like lacrosse, shit I usually boss and smoke cats like smokestacks and to exhaust. From the front to the back, from the back to the front. No competition if I see him, they pass like a blunt. Overachiever trying to breathe in a class full of chumps. You asking to stunt, punks do nothing but actually front. From the front to the back, from the back to the front. No competition if I see him, they pass like a blunt. Overachiever trying to breathe in a class full of chumps. You asking to stunt, punks do nothing but actually front. Yeah, back, license to raw, to Mike Tyson your jaw. To fight in a brawl and shock like a lightning rod. Who is nice as the god? You? Now that's a facade. I'm wild like rock stars who smash guitars. Dang, that's nothing new to old microchip computer flow. Ahead of my time, I'm nice, it's like in utero. Oh shit is beautiful, contender undisputable. Pretenders get better, sent to the best, no sense in using you. I'm at the pinnacle, invincible, general, flawless victory, fatality. It's time to finish you. It's here that current that you got no chance of swimming through. I'm wrecking in 60 seconds, break records like it's Guinness do. I'm on some mega shit, sonic like Sega Genesis. A chemist, lieutenant who managed degenerate blemishes. In my agendas to send an endless blend of my penmanship. Generous venom that tend to fuck them like friends with benefits. From the front to the back, from the back to the front. No competition if I see him, they pass like a blunt. Overachiever trying to breathe in a class full of chumps. You asking to stunt, punks do nothing but actually front. From the front to the back, from the back to the front. No competition if I see him, they pass like a blunt. Overachiever trying to breathe in a class full of chumps. You asking to stunt, punks do nothing but actually front. From the back to the front, treat the track like a blunt. Yo, it's a rap, yeah, that's that, it's a masterpiece, son. I'm like a serpent on the verse when I'm lashing my tongue. Lyrical bullet, I pull it, pussy, you just blasted it, run. Son, I'm mashing for fun like Billy Womack and I'm done. I bring the heat on every beat like a bask in the sun. Sinister grin and grimace like Kinder Dracula's son. Spectacular one until I share the same casket as fun. These dudes asking for crumbs, enthusiastic and young. See, they don't know the way they go, little bastards is dumb. So I'ma show them how to do it, start smashing the drums. The classic shit from the ever passionate blasphemous one. It's crazy truth, spit 80 proof like a glass of that rum. My narrative's comparative to sheriffs who's blasting their guns. See, I pollute the track like Amtrak traffic in slums. I smash it steady, massive, heavy like half of a ton. From the front to the back, from the back to the front. No competition if I see him, they pass like a blunt. Overachiever trying to breathe in a class full of chumps. You asking to stunt, punks do nothing but actually front. From the front to the back, from the back to the front. No competition if I see him, they pass like a blunt. Overachiever trying to breathe in a class full of chumps. You asking to stunt, punks do nothing but actually front.
Appleton.
Hello? Hello? Who is this?
Gotta take that out. It's Trail. You're right, buddy. It's out of control. The world around you unfolds. It's obvious the time to choose has come, so let it be told. The politics between heaven and hell is where I dwell. Spawn of good and evil, a perfect mix of war and the bell rings and echoes widely sharply through deserted streets. Scattered trash and personal effects mark the reach. The grasp, the pull, the clutch, the master toll, the crush, the massive heat heaps of destruction and films of dust. The evidence is death, the consequence is this. The money that gets spent is just pennies within the mist. There's plenty who will resist, but to us they don't exist. The eyes behind the blinds, the minds that never miss. The problem is the walls are just too thick. Surveillance is undersized, secret agents in disguise, assailants and the spies, the pawns of human chess, the value of a life and the taste of blood and flesh. My senses never rest and everyone's a suspect. I never met another civilian that I can trust yet. With their motives, alibis, passports and fake names, the felonies, the state, the penalties and the gain. It's all a metaphor for the war inside our brains. And things can never change cause they always stay the same. And you can stake the fact that I rap and I'm dope. You can download that shit and guarantee that it'll help cope. There's many mechanisms to treat your evil visions. Which path will you walk when it's time to make decisions? Insight is important and advice is more important. It's time to listen to that voice inside your head for once.
My insightful potential has become vengeful, a spiteful mental used to rise against you. Environmental elements eventually transcend the existential. In time-space riff, I transcribe the ineffable pains of a professional, a disdainful manifesto, damaged vessel in a left-handed pencil. Company branded standard with paint speckles and a stencil. To what they hand you's acceptable to supply demand for revenue. Even if it's leaving you desolate and destitute with no retribution cause they left you here with confusion. What would you choose to do when it's inopportune to admit we're through and submit to those who convict you? Common principles locked within you, laying dormant, shrugged off as subordinate. By the top hats who are pouring this unimportant forecast on your ass every morning with unfortunate stories of fashion and fortune to distract you from the morbid past that's reforming. It's the informant.
I know. For 6 months they thought I was one of them. This briefcase contains a list of their names, together with their diabolical plans of destruction. They will stop at nothing to recover these records. I must get them through to Washington. I understand.
Appleton. Yeah, Appleton Radio. Back again, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
We officially have Lewis Logic in the spot right now, so we're real happy to be getting it going, and we're gonna get into it with him in a little bit, but we're just gonna keep it going with a couple more tracks here. Real happy to have y'all tuning in. We got tonight Big Easy, Lewis Logic, Lady Essence, I Am Benny, as well as Dynamo P. Just doing it big. So you guys definitely want to come out. Doing it small. Lewis Logic's doing it small
it's officially
tonight.
Small.
But either way, whether it's big, small, or medium, you guys want to make it out and see that. So, yeah, we're going to keep it moving here. We got a little bit of Spose to play for y'all, some Phi, all kinds of great stuff going on, A-Frame. We're going to play some more Lewis Logic, and we're actually going to speak with the man. So stay with us, y'all. This is the Appleton Radio Show.
Let's go.
207.
What's up? This is Peter Sparker, Spizzy Spose, Smirk Diggler. Here at the Appleton Radio Show. You're listening to Appleton Radio, mother bitches. I've been telling fools you can keep your pool full of jewels since back in high school when G-Unit was cool. Man, they still talk about the things Ryan Peters pulled on the mic. Indefatigable. And where's Spose at? Look smoky. Where's your hoes at? With my homies. Get some Prozac. You look lonely. Watch me break it down. I'm like a roadie. Where's your coke wrap? In the nosebleed. You go two steez caked in your goatees. No OG, but I G-O for the G-O-L-D. Bro, you know me. Oh, me. Woo! Sparker in this bitch. I'm slapping silly bands off a rapper's wrists. I rap immaculate, you hate me, sacrilege. You think I suck? Well, you don't know the half of it. And secondly, that's just wildly inaccurate. Check the stat sheet. looks gorgeous. You must have heard wrong. Check your sources. Silly rabbits outsmarted by a tortoise. Lyrically, they got balls on their noses. Porpoise. A bunch of dudes misconstrued Spose's purpose. Fucking serpents. I leave them serviced. Cause my words flow together like it's cursive. You look nervous. Peter Sparker in this bitch. Woo! Alright. Peter Sparker in this bitch. Woo! Alright. Peter Sparker in this bitch. I got that good times rap. You should get involved. Puff the peace pipe. Chippewa. I'm a mix of John Steinbeck and Biggie Smalls. You're a mix of vaginas and midget balls. Peter Sparks, my only competition. Written's glisten, you know it if you listen. If you did it, you probably think different. I turn white owls into roaches, magician. And I could tell you about Israel and Palestine, but I'd rather show these sucker rappers how to rhyme. I'm not here to pontificate or speak down. I'm just trying to have a good time before I peace out. Peace out.
Yo, what up, Maine? This is A-Frame representing for Mill Pavement Radio, the Appleton radio show. Biatch!
Cheers, A-Frame, Mike Cloud, back up in here, from the floor up, let's go! Start the music, this is for amusement. This is underground but still a CYY exclusive. Don't know where I'm going, I'm glad I got a following. It comes a money shot, y'all get ready for the swallowing. Turtle's gonna spin this, I'll have to earn my image. Burn some more CDs and come up with a better finish. I'm gonna go out and tell them kids, don't bother with their pop rock. Or listen to them rappers that be talking like the hot shot. We're independent like the trucks and beat up skateboards. Go cross a Baker Lake, ride and plywood like a wakeboard. We're from Maine, up here we do it country. Summer's like the bomb, but when it gets pretty ugly, I'll fly away on a pint of IPA. Puffin' Willie Wonder with 100 rhymes to say. Southern Maine, is this a gift that we be giving you? Frame in my clouds, it's like a XXX Disney film. Get the top off, get the tunes up. A-Frame's gonna hit you with some new stuff. Get a headband, it's a good beer. I'm just hoping that it's gonna be a good year. We didn't sell out, it's our dance song. And have the goofy goosey go and keep your pants on. I don't work out, you don't want this. I write rhymes on my couch inside my office. This is for the county, the trailer trash is mouthy. Put your Allens up and make some noise, let's get it rowdy. God, I love that feeling when I'm hammered in a sandpit. I'll sandwich in a fanny from benefit of stand. Little town revolution, broken resolution. It's history, I'm Libby Town, pay a restitution. Finally my fame has found some foundation. If my sound stays in Maine, celebrate the salvation. My syllables will settle you, sometimes I diss and W. Brains a little melted from the drugs they did in front of you. Free Street Beatles Fellowship, Big Easy does it eloquent. Hip-hop's here, Amina, see its musical development. Now it's competition, heads have gotten bigger. Frame is back in town, tell Gritty's to brew it quicker. Tell Platinum this time I ain't messing with no chicken head. And if I don't get respect, I'll squat and take a shit on them. Get the top off, get the tunes up. A-Frame's gonna hit you with some new stuff. Get a headband, it's a good beer. I'm just hoping that it's gonna be a good year. We didn't sell out, it's our dance song. And have the goofy goosey go and keep your pants on. I don't work out, you don't want this. I write rhymes on my couch inside my office. I once fell off the bar stool, woke up hungover, tried to go against the grain, but that sucks, so I went sober. I grew up skateboarding and lived on a dirt road. When I saw them Portland streets, I never returned home. My whole life I wanted something I could grab on. Couldn't imagine a moment for rapping that I would pass on. I threw aside beliefs in an image that seemed too made up. I'm still a little tipsy, I think they want me to pay up. Tip the tender, it's an A-frame summer bender. Micah brew all around and nuggets for after dinner. Curtis Sam Feifel, thank you for promoting this from the floor up. There just might be some hope for us. If I don't make it, I'll go back to flipping burgers, expediting slips and yelling at ditzy servers. A-frame, my clouds by the album. Headbags and beer, no go ahead and pound them.
Get the top off, get the tunes up. A-frame's gonna hit you with some new stuff. Get a headbag and some good beer. I'm just hoping that it's gonna be a good year. We didn't sell out, it's our dance song. Tell the groupie girls to go and keep their pants on. I don't work out, you don't want this. I write rhymes on my couch inside my office. Come on.
Message post 61090, never subject Louis Logic. You said it, folks, this guy is clever. He got extra dope rhymes and punchlines forever. His stuff will catch in no time. If his production guy was better, and there's nothing I like better than new battle lyrics. My favorite jam, Secret Agent, man, you have to hear it. I heard it got a fat review in a mag or two, and now the majors want him. It would suck if that was true. It ain't a cat half as fat as Lou, that's as true to staying indie. Or dudes with punchlines on major labels saying any. He even answers all his emails if he's got a chance at all. He told me Icon's real name was Vinny. Maybe when he's getting chased by a bunch of sweaty-faced record snakes with chainsaws and machete blades in pursuit like Leatherface and Jason, he'll be the first kid who don't forget his place and sustains the basement. Anyway, hit me on my email if you disagree or want to spit a free. Later, DMX 63.
I say a prayer for the sunshine once a day, but the cold rain don't wash the sun away.
I know the sky cries, child, but don't you weep, cause mother's son even goes to sleep.
I say a prayer for the sunshine once a day, but the cold rain don't wash the sun away.
You know the sky cries, child, but don't you weep, cause mother's son even goes to sleep. Well, isn't this poetic faith for readers? Another MC with major label fever. Next thing you know, he'll make a disco record. Louis Logic, the next thing to grow into a classic. It's probably more likely Roy Jones will get his ass kicked. He has made some impressive plastic, but that's it. He never crafted a classic with an extended track list. Who tries to make tremendous rap hits on 12 inches anyway? He doesn't understand that this is hell's business. All the labels care about is sales figures and your whereabouts on the charts. And rappers living at their parents' house for trying to invent a daring sound, which obviously isn't lose intent to save you the suspense. His newest attempts a disappointment and a clear case, a trade and listen in enjoyment for career's sake. So here's the answer in the ointment: show him no love. Your favorite dick-eating critic, also known as O-Dub.
I say a prayer for the sunshine once a day, but the cold rain don't wash the sun away.
I know the sky cries, child, but don't you weep, cause mother's son even goes to sleep.
I say a prayer for the sunshine once a day, but the cold rain don't wash the sun away.
You know the sky cries, child, but don't you weep, cause mother's son even goes to sleep. So this is what you all been asking for. I never let your small talk make me mad before, cause after all, when it's said and done, it's as if these cats wish my only bread was crumbs, so let them front. Everyone's a critic these days, not to complain. These little DJs diss wax to the popular vein, where the topic's the same: money, sex, and guns. Is that less expressive from how indie snobs expect it done? When underground records come with three choices: they can't spit, you can't understand it, or it's punks with weak voices, and you rejoice if 3 joints of the 20 tracks is somewhat fat. Then you wish you had your money back. There'll be none of that in my wax or my stage show. I'll make extra sure to stay dope with spitting for your pesos and kick 'em on same flow to show you that I'm anti-whack, whether indie or major, and there ain't too many fans like that.
I say a prayer for the sunshine once a day, but the cold rain don't wash the sun away.
I know the sky cries, child, but don't you weep, cause mother's son even goes to sleep.
Blue skies and the sunshine come today. Till the rain clouds don't wash the sun away.
I know that things ain't the way that they supposed to be, so I keep my umbrella so close to me. Young fella, you wouldn't know a dope MC if the Lord made him grow from trees. Said some fellas wouldn't know a dope MC if the Lord made him grow from trees. Yeah, they used to love my shit before the suburb chicks wanted to suck my dick. Now the rain done came. It's like they hate the flow because the radio increased the ratio. It's the same dumb game. They might say my name to the sound that it creates migraines. I won't go counterfeit to change my game. I got a plan to be fresh, and even if the first family's stressed, goddamn the regret, I can't be suppressed.
Appleton.
Appleton.
Appleton. Appleton.
Appleton.
Yeah, Appleton Radio. Y'all had just heard some A-Frame and some Spose, and that was Lewis Logic, Fairweather Fan. We happen to have Lewis in the building, as well as I Am Any. Thank you guys for being here.
Relating to my phone currently.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, that's fine, man. Take your time. Yeah, you know, we just steady spinning some Maine hip-hop and you know, bringing the Big Easy show up here, promoting everything every week. And,
we're going to have the show here?
Well, no, I'm saying bringing the pre-show here, you know, the performance.
Your house
here.
isn't gonna like this one bit.
It gets see, and like nights like tonight, it's like, we got a lot of people here. It's half party already. It's gonna be a problem. But yeah, no, we can kick rhymes live here all night. You know, Appleton Radio. That's how we're doing it.
Indeed. And thank you guys for coming up. You know, we appreciate it.
Certainly.
Prior to doing the open mic.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no doubt, definitely. And this isn't your first trip to Maine. You know, you've been coming up here for many years actually. Since I think 04 or 05 was the first trip you made up to Free Street, and it was actually the same open mic. We were discussing this earlier.
Yeah. But I have no recollection of what year it was. I'm terrible with that kind of thing. I'm not good with numbers.
Yeah,
I'm good with words.
2002 to 4, I bet. Maybe somewhere in there.
It was probably sometime between 1974 and present.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, that's
I'm guessing
close enough scale. We can figure that out. But yeah, what is it that's really kept you coming back to Maine? I mean, obviously, you know, returning as many times as you have, like
I think
3 or
it's
4
the sex.
times. Really?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Probably
it's not the sex. The sex is good, but you know, I can do that by myself.
Of course.
I need no help with that. Why do I keep coming back here? That's a good question. I'm gonna make something up.
Okay.
The Lobster.
Nice.
There it is, man.
Okay.
Consider the Lobster.
The Lobster. Yeah, we got some official.
All my David
Lobster
Foster Wallace fans.
No doubt.
Consider the Lobster. That's not why I come here. I don't know. You know, I do know actually, because Nate Shupe is a sucker. That's why.
Okay.
He keeps bringing me back. I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
Nice.
I have no business being here. You want to defend yourself, sir?
No, I think that's pretty much true.
Yeah. He actually hit that one on the head.
Because it has a surprisingly great hip hop scene, as plainly as I can say it.
Yeah.
I think people outside of metropolitan areas like New York and Chicago and LA would be shocked to find out how much stronger the scene is in places where people don't get the kind of action that you do in those big cities.
Right.
You know, you go out to a hip hop show in New York, an underground hip hop show, and it's a struggle. You're competing with so many different kinds of events, and everybody is so goddamn cool that even if they do come to your show, they just stand there looking constipated. Places like this, people they lose their minds. Like they have no self-control at the show, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I have poor impulse control, so we feed off of each other. Yeah, I don't know. I need my ego stroked, and Portland, Maine knows how I like it.
Indeed.
That's why I come back here.
That's cool, man. We appreciate that. And we always enjoy having you. You know, we enjoy real hip-hop acts that have been putting it down for a long time, and you come up and always leave us with a good performance.
Thank
now,
you.
You've had numerous releases since 2000, and as one of the New York underground greats, I mean, how do you balance keeping your fans since 2000 as well as appeal to the new listeners that you have as well as are trying to obtain?
Threats and violence. That's how everyone gets it done.
Yeah.
I don't. I wish I could say that it was something that is balanced. It isn't. You don't really know what you're going to get. I don't want to make any Forrest Gump metaphors here, but my box of chocolate has gotten pretty oddball over these last few years. I think some of the people who are into my more aggressive, shocking stuff have been freaked right out of my listenership by my exploits over these years, the experimentation I've done, what have you.
Yeah.
Some of them think I'm a genius. They're both wrong. I don't know what I like, and I don't know what I'm doing. I heard a quote from Beck once. He said, when asked why he keeps making records in different styles, he never did anything that he thought was worth repeating. And I kind of feel like that.
Wow.
You know, I make a record, and I love it, and I'm proud of it, and I stand by it. I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, that was my old record. It sucks. You know, It's the best that I was capable of at that time. But I feel like if you're going to make art, you should make it your duty to change and grow with each project that you make. Otherwise, you could do anything, man. You could work on an assembly line. It's not like I, buy my parents a new house with the kind of cult fame that I have.
Right.
I don't do this for that reason. I do it because I love the challenge of making new records that are exciting. So as far as taking all the original fans with me on this journey, I can't necessarily say that has happened. But I'm not mad at the kids that left. I feel like you're missing an awesome party.
Right.
And that's kind of a YP, not an MP.
Yeah.
But I am psyched that, in doing so, I end up seeing all these new faces and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
weird to see women at the shows.
It's a big change from
when
hardcore
I
hip-hop
stopped writing
fans.
entire albums about anal sex and, blowjobs, I ended up having like a female listenership, which is pretty exciting for me.
Yeah.
Rap shows being notoriously sausage.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think it's been really, really fresh, man.
Yeah.
Recycling fans, dude. It's the new way to go green.
There you go. Yeah, I like that. And speaking of fans, I mean, Cinematic.
I'm getting the bomb a lot. I love this.
Right, yeah. JT's always keeping the bomb prominent in the show. He happens to do it all the time.
No, don't tell me that, man. I actually felt like I was clever for a few seconds there because he kept hitting the bomb. He does it for everybody. It's like, yeah.
Great. I am Manny. You're here as well, man. Say what's up to the people.
What's up? What's going on?
Same old shit, man. It's a online radio show that we're doing and reaching out to a lot of people. So really glad to have you here and be a part of the open mic. You're gonna get up and rock some songs. I believe we have some material from you as well, right?
Absolutely.
No doubt. So we're gonna get into that tonight as well. Lou, speaking on the fans, I just want to ask you, when Cinematic, it's been referred to as your breakout album, and even as you said, it's kind of like it's got a cult following for you when you released it. Now, what is it about that album that you think really brought on all those new fans and gave it all the success that it got?
Context. I had done a laundry list of guest appearances and 12-inch singles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And primarily the songs were just Seinfeldian songs about nothing, braggadocio and beer drinking and girl chasing and what have you, but they didn't really have any glue to them, any central concept or themes. When the Cinematic album came out, it's like one of those records that listens as a whole unit from start to finish. You don't have to skip any songs, and they're highly conceptual tunes. And I think it took people by surprise because they thought they were going to get an album from me, like a
straight braggadocious,
16 songs,
cuts on the hook,
316 bars with cuts on the chorus and rhymes about how awesome I am and how I can drink a lot of beer and have a lot of sex. And then I made, a movie about how I can drink a lot of beer and have a lot of sex.
That's the great thing is that you combined everything that you talked about prior to into this style that built itself as the CD went on. You know what I mean? So like, I really, really appreciate that type of writing because it actually, showed that you went from doing those 16s and coming really raw to still coming raw, but showing more structure and more format.
Yeah, well, I think that's important. At a certain point, I realized that it didn't matter that much to me whether or not people thought I was the best rapper out there. It seems like a null argument to me, and when people start having it, I'm like, seriously? We're going to do this? Are we going to also talk about whose dad can take who?
Right, yeah. Elevate to that.
Yeah.
I want to make my dad.
Get your digs in while you can, Shupe. Later, I'll be the one with the microphone, and you'll be in the crowd.
That is very true. Watch out.
So, I just wanted to leave behind a lineage of great records, and I didn't think the way to do that was by talking about how awesome I am at rapping. I've been a rock fan for so long. I grew up on classic rock and singer-songwriters and stuff, and I started to feel like I never hear like Led Zeppelin make like a diss song against the Doors. Like, we can rock way better than you guys.
Very true.
And I was like, you can do more with hip hop than talk about how much better you are at rapping. I don't want any of my songs to be about rapping, in fact. And there's one song that like snuck in there, Fairweather Fan. It was like my one like super literal talking about the current state of things and my opinions. And almost everything else on the record is surrealist fantasy and fairly conceptually driven. And even when I try to do a song that was just a garden variety braggadocio song, it became thematic, like Diablos or something. I intended it to be a battle song because I didn't want to make a whole record of concept songs, but even my battle songs turned into concept songs.
Yeah, with the whole Diablos. That was great.
Then,
one of my favorites off the album.
Street Smarts
actually
was supposed to be a battle song, and it ended up being this thing that was kind of anti-thug.
That actually made a lot of noise for you when that came out. I remember that. Did that move a lot of vinyl? Because I remember seeing it a lot.
That single in particular with Street Smarts and Diablo, I even got like BBC Radio 1 play on the Tim Westwood show, which is really weird. Why he would be playing that.
Of course.
Does he use a bomb? I don't know.
I've heard him use bombs.
I thought that was like the Funk Flex thing. I thought maybe they had the sound of like a patty whacker hitting someone on the head or something.
Yeah, right? That would be more
they don't have like guns and stuff and bombs. That's not how their cops do it anyway. They just halt.
Yeah.
You could ridicule their police over there.
Yeah, well, what are they going to do? Shoot me?
Now, before we had spoke about cinematic, you had mentioned, all of the collabs that you did in the early 2000s. I mean, you really seemed to be on everything. I mean, as far as like East Coast underground hip hop, you were on everything.
Collabo slut.
I
was on everything. You're right.
No, of course, but it turned into a lot of collaborations with people like Jedi Mind Tricks, Apathy, Self-Titled, Doom, J-Zone. I mean, all these influential people in the Northeastern scene.
I miss a lot of those guys, man. I haven't run into any of them in a while. When you get as weird as I have on your musical journey, people have a tendency to either get freaked out or just to drift so far away in what they're doing that you don't talk to each other or see each other anymore. When you do, it's cool. It's like high school reunion.
Definitely.
Every time you run into each other. But, I feel really privileged to have that kind of catalog behind me. I've seen both sides of it, from being the guy who's a regular and a favorite in your traditionalist, just keep it hip hop crowd, to being one of the weirdos who's been way, way out on the fringes. And I like that. I can actually still stick a foot in either territory and spread my legs wide and defecate down on everyone who falls in between.
Right.
Well, that's kind of how I look at it. That's what I'm trying to do anyway.
Right, but I mean, do you still find it important, through building your catalog to have worked with them? Like, what types of things did you
definitely.
take from working with those type of people, and how was the process of that for most of them? Were you getting together with them and recording, or were they just sending you beats and you were jumping on?
Both. I mean, this was early on in the era when you were able to do long distance collaboration.
Exactly.
So a lot of the stuff did happen
that way,
live and in person in a studio. But I mean, some of the early things were by mail. I don't even think by email. Email wasn't really vast enough for you to be able to do that back then.
Right.
So we would actually mail CDs of sessions and stuff like that to each other in order to do the long distance collaborations. But I really did prefer actually having the studio time and drinking beers and goofing off and going out to grab something to eat and just chopping it up more than like the long distance stuff.
Right.
It felt different, like even in listening to the songs back. I can tell the difference. If you've done your job right, listeners can't. But for me, those are the memories that you look back on. It's like my musical childhood of sorts.
Right.
Or adolescence anyway.
Yeah.
Childhood part, usually you don't record. You don't want anybody to know about that.
Right.
I've got a few songs that no one will ever hear. I don't even know if you could find them if you were crafty enough through Google or whatever, but I think the first song that I ever wrote in its entirety was called Plain Pockets, and it was supposed to be like an everyman's anthem. How I thought I was going to write an anthem when I had never actually written a song before was beyond me, but I remember I actually recorded it with chops from the Mountain Brothers on a reel-to-reel.
Wow. Reel-to-reel, that's official. Yeah.
And I took the beats off of the first ever beat tape that I got from somebody that was original beats, and it was a cassette tape. So we just dubbed onto one of the 2 tracks, because the reel-to-reel literally had 2 tracks on it. So one of them was the beat, and the other one was me. Nice. That's floating around somewhere, and this is back when I was so hip-hop, I had gold fronts in when I recorded it.
Whoa.
And so, I had like a lisp and stuff for my fronts, and I had my Timberlands on. You can't hear the Timberlands in the song, but, but I was wearing them. I was wearing them. Yeah, and I had my Hilfiger on and stuff. I was very hip-hop, man. You guys would have been proud of me.
There you go, definitely.
Well, and hey, I mean, the other cool thing too is that you brought us some special gems that we can play tonight.
I did. I brought you guys some more stuff for my really old fans to hate from Sport Kills. I recently had a session with my Sport Kills band in Copenhagen, Denmark, and I brought back a few new songs. And it's actually the first time. One of the songs that we used a rock producer.
Okay.
Rock production being vastly different from hip hop production, where all the instrumentation is done by a producer. In rock, the producer really is just making calls about how the song should be presented. So whether it's post-production processing or, hey, this song should have a choir in it or a string section or whatever. And so we had like a proper rock producer, and as it turns out, he was the guy who produced the Verve Bittersweet Symphony.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
That's crazy.
And so he did like my vocal coaching and a lot of the shot calling in terms of how my band presented the song that we wrote. So that song is called Weirdo Hero, and it was produced by Paul Schroeder.
Okay. Well, let's get into that. This is Weirdo Hero, some new Lewis Logic for y'all.
I am Manny in the building, Appleton Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Weirdo Hero.
For all you beautiful people out there, there are a lot more of us than there are of you. My lost lovely freedom. Nothing here can break us. We're all ugly anyhow. Let's get to face us. I'm a weirdo, but I don't care though. I let my hair go and develop the rare flow. Slave to a strange beat, intelligent scarecrow. There goes the fella now down the gold paved street. He's off to see the women's, cause there's no more other fish to eat and water he can swim in. This could be a sign of changing time, when women see a Frankenstein design like mine and say it's fine. My lost lovely freedom. Nothing here can break us. We're all ugly anyhow. Let's get to face us. Square peg in a round hole at home on my throne with less neighbors than the South Pole. Which means you could say I got gift without rolls of fat, and the name's not Nick or Kris Kringle, but I whip up a crisp jingle as sure as the sleigh bells tinkle when the wind blows. Find my new single in the window at the intro to your record store. When the bin's low, tell them get some more. A word to describe a nerd who drifted so far outside the herd. He slightly blurred the line between rhyme and reality. Now it seems he's right over the side of the balance beam. Somehow the team writes theme songs for the Igors, Eeyores, and Detour Swarm. Cause we lead more swarms of deformed pawns than you prefab kings and beauty queens gone wrong. My lost lovely freedom. Nothing here can
Yeah, that is Lewis Logic here, and that was I'm sorry, that was Weirdo Hero.
Yeah.
And you said that was done with Sport Kills out in Copenhagen.
Correctamundo.
Okay, and all the members are from there, you were saying?
Yeah, that's right. It's actually 3 people that are in the band. Myself, Laust Jeppesen, and Rolf Heed. And we also use Laust's little brother, Emil, to play all the horn section parts.
Okay.
But everything on those recordings is live. There's no samples. And even though only 3 or 4, depending on the song configuration, people make that stuff to present it, yeah, it would be like an 8-piece band maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, so we only play shows when I come out there. We haven't actually tried touring together. We never put out a project with distribution yet. At this point, we've been looking for the right kind of home for that record so that we can tour it as a full band. We've been kind of insistent upon that. And even in our ethos behind the way we create that stuff, none of it has been long distance. Every song that we wrote and recorded happened on the spot in person. I would fly over to Copenhagen and stay there for like 2 weeks and literally live in the studio that entire time. I didn't even get to go out drinking and partying, which sucks because Copenhagen is an awesome city for that.
Really?
All the girls are hot. It's ridiculous, dude.
I can imagine.
Seriously, you feel like you're walking through a catalog. It's it's unbelievable.
So you initially hooked up with these guys through touring out there?
Yeah, I was actually on tour in maybe 2002, I guess. It was like my first ever real tour. I hadn't even been on a tour in the United States yet. And Philadelphia hip-hop mainstay Melee Sparks brought me out there. He used to be a part of the group Rashid and Ill Advised, who were on Eastern Conference.
Okay, yeah.
And then he went solo as Melee Sparks. He brought me out to Scandinavia for like a 5 or 6 date tour, and I had never actually played more than 1 show in a row before, so it was a really challenging experience. But on one of our off days, we went over to this basement studio, and I met these 2 producers who were making really jazzy stuff that was all live, and I liked it, and we talked about collaborating. But at the time, I was a lot more raw and aggressive in my style and presentation, and I just thought we might make an awkward fit. He was playing me, the one producer, a verse that he had from Black Thought for their record, and I guess Black Thought was kind of tired, having been on tour for a while, when he stopped in to record for them, and he thought that he was lagging on the beat a little bit, and he was asking my opinion, and he was giving the vocals like a little bit of a nudge, and he was like, "What do you think about it like this?" And so we were chopping it up about that song, and then, I don't know, fast forward from 2002, I guess 3 years or so, I'm in Copenhagen, and I was hired to do a guest appearance for a record label called Sunny B Recordings, on this production collective's like super group album. They had a series called Nobody Beats the Beats. That was the name of like the crew of producers, and it was like 3 different
all
production
kinds of people
entities.
on that.
Yeah. And so it was like 3 different production entities that would all come together as a super group, and then they would source out for MCs. And so on that particular installment, I was like the small fry. It had Black Thought on it. It had Guru.
Yeah.
It had Eric Sermon, like, Mad Lib, and Ono. I was like the little guy on that record, and yeah, you know, yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
So the day that I recorded for that, the engineer at the studio actually ended up with the flu, and they had to call in a last-minute replacement. Guy comes in, and it was a fairly young-looking guy, but he was walking with a cane. Not like I'm cool, walking with a cane.
Pimp style.
Not that kind of cane.
Just
like,
checking.
Yeah, the one that like grasps you right below the elbow, and you go, "Oh, like that poor guy," that kind of cane.
Oh,
and he walked in, and I was like, "Oh, that poor guy." And then he sat down, and he was fucking hilarious and so cool. And I was like, I feel sorry for this guy. He's cooler than I am. He probably has more friends too. And we were just bugging out, laughing together and whatever. And I was like, "Dude, who are you, man? Are you one of the musicians in the thing?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm in Nobody Beats the Beats. They just called me as a last-minute replacement." And I was like, "Oh, well, let me hear some of your stuff." So after we finished the session, he starts playing me songs, and he plays me this one that had Black Thought on it. And I was like, I've heard this before, like years ago. And then I like started filling in a line and was like, yeah, I definitely know this. I was like finishing Black Thought's lines and shit. And he was like, "How do you know this?" And I was like, "Wait a second. do you have a studio at your house in the basement? And he was like, I used to. And I was like, I was at your house.
You chopped that up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I met him years early, but I didn't recognize him. They're all like super tall blonde guys. So I didn't recognize him.
You couldn't tell the difference.
And
yeah.
he was sitting down the whole time, so I didn't see that he walked with a cane. I probably would have remembered that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, why don't we get together and do something next time I'm in Copenhagen? And like maybe you and I will make a track together. And he was like, yeah, sure. So we exchanged numbers. And I guess he thought he was never going to hear from me again because I called him like a few months later. I had a Danish girlfriend for a little while. I used to fly out and hang out with, and I was like, hey,
little Danish in the morning, little Danish in the evening.
Yeah. I have a few little friends over there. Anyway, I was there visiting one of my little friends, and I called him, and he was like, who's this? And I was like, it's Lewis. And he's like, Lewis who? And I was like, Logic. And he's like, I didn't think you were going to call me. And I was like, yeah, I said I was going to. So I showed up at his studio the next day, all hungover and silly, and we ended up making a song together in like 2 hours from scratch with no plan in mind, with no samples in it. And I was like, damn, man, I've never made a song that fast in my life.
Wow.
We could make a record together, like Tupac style. If I just came here for 2 weeks with
just
sleeping bag, beer, and pretzels,
yeah,
we'd have an album. And so I scheduled a trip, and I spent 2 weeks in the studio with him, and we didn't end up making a whole album, but we finished like 6 songs the first time. And it took us a couple years before we really got our stride going, but we had one session where they showed me some stuff that had like a surf sound to it, like a 50s, 60s surf rock sound, and I was like, whoa, I never heard anybody fuse that with hip-hop before. This is cool.
Right.
Let's run with this. And we started making songs, and the next thing I know, we were discussing putting out an EP and making a video, and just trying to trademark it before somebody else ended up making a surf rock record.
Right.
I found out later that Josh Martinez had done one surf song on one of his records, and he got really mad that I said that we were like the first people to do surf rap.
Wow.
That's fine.
But and then I discovered another kid, Tone Tank from Brooklyn, who runs with this crew, Scum Life.
Shout out to Scum Life.
Yeah.
Sounds like we don't want to be on the other side of those guys. You know?
Good guys, actually. And
cool.
Tone made a really interesting surf rap EP, but nobody's ever done it with a band the way that we did. And
right.
we fuse a lot more than just surf into it. So I still felt like our claim was pretty legit. But yeah, the Sport Kills thing, for me, it was one of those things that I felt proud to be a part of, not only because the music was, in my estimation, some of the best stuff that I've done, but also really original. And I think as an artist, it is your duty, first and foremost, to be original. We may have been the first people to do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, with the trips back and forth overseas and building it from the ground up, that's a very interesting process of how you were putting it together. And
it was awesome, man. And even if the Sport Kills thing never becomes like a full-time thing for me, it's something that I do as a side project. As long as those guys want to make records like that, I will definitely keep doing it. It's
nice.
So fun, and I get to kind of cut the safety strings as if I really have any.
Right.
And get even weirder than I usually am when I make those records, which is so fun for me.
Definitely. And just, to kind of go into that a little bit more, I mean, obviously to see what you've transitioned into and how you've been able to bring in all these new variations and different styles, within your albums, you have to be influenced by multiple different areas. So tell me a little bit about some of your hip-hop influences, as well as other music that obviously helps play into some of the stuff you're doing as far as like Spark Hills and stuff like that.
I can summarize my hip-hop influences by simply saying Bizarre Ride to the Far Side.
No doubt.
It was my favorite rap record of all time.
Wow.
I always wanted to make a record like that, and I think in my efforts to let my personality come out on the records, that's exactly what I'm doing, is my own version of Bizarre Ride to the Far Side each time you hear me.
Wow.
I thought when I listened to that record, not only do I love these songs, but I wish I was there at these studio sessions, because it sounded like these guys were having so much
great
fun.
time. Yep.
Yeah, and to me, that's the way I think you should make a record. If I made a record full of ballads, they would be like the happiest, silliest ballads you ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe that making art and music should be that for you. You should enjoy it. It shouldn't be like a a labor of love thing. I don't write songs painfully and sadly. Even when I write a sad song, even when I wrote like The Great Divide, I was giggling and making fart jokes in between scribbling each line.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's what it's all about.
I mean, that's why I picked this career. It's the most fun thing I've ever been paid for. I sometimes can't believe it at the end of the night when they put money in my hand.
Right.
I get paid to do this. It's kind of ridiculous.
Just going out and enjoying yourself and being able to create.
Man. I feel like I'm a professional partier. Or something.
and brought to you by Nate Shupe and Hip Hop Night at the Big Easy. Shout out to,
man.
to Shupe.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What other job do you get to drink and curse and air hump, and then someone like hands you money at the end of the night? It's awesome.
It's true. It's true.
I love it. But as far as other influences, I mean, everybody. This is no secret. People know that I'm really heavily influenced by classic and indie rock and singer-songwriters.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is so serious, man. I'm not too serious a guy, but
everything's fine.
Okay, so thank you for lightening the mood by doing that.
You know, a couple bombs.
Here, wait. Let me say Rufus Wainwright, and then you hit the bomb. There you go.
Nice.
Rufus Wainwright.
I love Rufus Wainwright.
There you go.
Yeah, the gayer he gets, the more I like him. That guy. Woo! That guy is amazing. He's my favorite singer-songwriter. I love Elliott Smith. I love Jeff Buckley. I love indie rock. I like Animal Collective. I like Dirty Projectors. I like Fake Four, man. That's my new home. I should probably say that.
What's
Fake
up with
Four
that?
Records?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. I'm putting out my next record with Fake Four.
No doubt.
And I pretty much have decided to bed down there. I love what they're doing for hip hop. It's making me love rap music again, like when I first started. You know, I think
Really?
that label is so exciting. So many sick artists on there who are really pushing the boundaries of what you can do with this music that we all love so much for so many years.
Right.
And I'm proud to be a part of it, man.
Yo, that's
I feel
really
like I'm
cool,
on
man.
TV.
No, it's like, hey, and they heard it here first.
Hey,
right?
Mom.
On Appleton Radio, it's the exclusive news, man.
Yeah.
Fake Four Records, so word up.
I've definitely talked about it a little bit, but I don't think I've ever told anybody that over the air, like on the radio. But yes, I am putting out my next record with Fake Four.
Nice. What do you plan on?
I don't know how weird this is going to sound since I'm on the Appleton radio show, and it's a hip hop show, but it's not a hip hop record.
No, yeah, I was actually going to ask
It's like
you.
an indie rock, electronic, like singer songwriter record.
Okay.
That's it. No,
and I'm not gonna
get out, please. I'm sorry. We can't continue the interview.
No.
Yeah,
of course not.
but all the songs are they're about rap songs. Each and every one.
Interesting.
Okay, so
that's
it's
not true. I just said that so I could stay.
No,
I just want to stay.
You're allowed to stay.
You don't have to.
I'm not even going to tell anybody the name of the record because, honestly, I want it to stand on its own 2 feet. So it'll be a surprise when it comes out. People, they might not even know that it was me.
How soon are we thinking timeline?
Next year.
Okay.
Next year.
And is it under Lewis Logic, or are you doing it under a band name?
It is coming out under a band name, so you'll just have to watch
search for it.
We can't pry.
Yeah.
We can't pry that info on the Appleton
You're not
Radio
prying it
program.
out of me today.
We tried. Do you need a drink or anything? Can we get you a shot?
Yeah. Truth serum? Do you guys have truth serum? I love that stuff.
Yeah, I think we've got some Jack downstairs. That's
so. I do plan to do a hip hop record at Fake Four, another Lewis Logic record, but seeing as how I'm like 3/4 of the way into this other project, it might not be for a little while. I have an EP in progress that is a hip hop record.
Okay.
And it's with a New York producer called Hot Sugar. I know his name sounds fantastically silly and flamboyant, but he's amazing.
Really?
I highly recommend, if you have the time and you're near a computer, just Google Hot Sugar makes a beat and then watch the video. It's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, your eyes will bulge out of your head. First of all, the video is visually incredible, and secondly, the music therein will floor you. I don't work with slouches, so as you probably know from looking at my track record,
right.
I feel like the people I collaborate with are better than I am. But this kid, he's serious. He's real deal.
All right, get it in Appleton Radio.
So is the EP
that'll happen this
Fake Four?
year. You know what? I haven't talked to them about whether or not they're going to put it out. I'm planning on doing it digital only as a proper release, and then doing my own short run of physical copies.
Okay.
So very likely, if Fake Four can squeeze it into their very, very busy release schedule as just like a special treat, then yeah, sure, that would happen. I haven't discussed this in depth with the captain of the ship. When he comes back from Europe, I will give the Chesky one a holler and see what he has to say about that. So yeah, I mean, this will be a surprise to him. He doesn't even really know that I'm working on that.
Oh, damn, cool. Man. Super exclusive.
Yeah, I'm giving you guys all
place,
my dirty secrets.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's what the Appleton
I also
Radio
didn't
show
shower
is for, man.
today, as it turns out.
There you go.
It's going to be
I'm wearing the same socks I did yesterday.
Crunchy, you know? Definite.
Well, you also brought us another song called Spits, so you want to give us a little info on that before we get into it?
It's probably the most hip-hoppy thing that the Sport Kills band has done.
Okay.
I wouldn't exactly call it an apology for how kooky our other stuff is, but it's it's definitely if you thought you knew, it's like Diary. You think you know, you don't know.
Right.
That kind of thing. We got to make sure we play something by I Am Many, and I have my
definitely.
own
We're going to
request.
speak with him.
Savage lined
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I want you to play that song.
We'll
It's
chat with
literally
him
one of
real
my
quick when
favorite hip-hop songs.
No doubt.
Right now. So yeah, this song's called Spits, and it's by Sport Kills.
Word up, and we'll be right back with Louis Logic and I Am Many.
Appleton Radio.
You love it when I catch you, bumping your head to my spins. Don't let Lou come in your bedroom and discover you get loose to my spins. Let me find out you're spending your nights out and come home and wind down to my spins. Time out, everybody out there cry out. Yeah, yeah. I make jokes out of the same folks you got a poster of. The same a-holes you're supposed to love. The game face soul just shows them up. What? And they never come close enough to get a stab at the Golden Glove. OJ, they'll never be as old as us. No way, cause I'm a survivor and a prominent rhymer since the old days. No place like seeing your name written in boldface type, leading the gang at the top of the flyer. I see that you came. If you're in need of a bang, now you got a supplier. I'm in the fire with Dr. Pryor, cause I broke the safe rope and hopped the fryer. The radio's filled up with lots of liars and pop suppliers who drop dead tired. If not for pliers, the whole send lingers. Got a proud of mic for my cold dead fingers. No guest singers when I throw fresh singers in my quick draw with pause old West in ya. There's no testing a savant who's an idiot, and no question I'm beyond to consider it. I left my little John in the innocence and kept my last breath to horn in your synapses. I bet you love it when I catch you bumping your head to my spins. Don't let Lou come in your bedroom and discover you get loose to my spins. Let me find out you're spending your nights out and come home and wind down to my spins. Time out, everybody out there cry out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in a piss poor mood, dreaming of ways to make this more rude. Scream in your face and spray spit on you, make the crowd clap for that like sitcoms do. And in the aftermath, I'll sit back and laugh while I grasp a glass full of clear champagne. Do you have to ask? I'm a nasty brat on a smear campaign. That's the fact, you can check in the paper, cause I developed a taste for intelligent ways to put a stop to the crop of irrelevant fakers. And I'm willing to wager to be selling my flavor on the next big drop. Check the plot when you go to stores and my record drops. You should know before that I meant to flop, like when the Greeks go to war, connect the dots, see? Of course they'll attempt to copy the flows I form sloppy to let them mock me. When the record label throws them off, that's the Trojan horse, executed to perfection, got me? I bet you love it when I catch you bumping your head to my spins. Don't let Lou come in your bedroom and discover you get loose to my spins. Let me find out you're spending your nights out and come home and wind down to my spins. Time out, everybody out there cry out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I bet you love it when I catch you bumping your head to my spins. Don't let Lou come in your bedroom and discover you get loose to my spins. Let me find out you're spending your nights out and come home and wind down to my spins. Time out, everybody out there cry out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I bet you love it when I catch you bumping your head to my spins. Don't let Lou come in your bedroom and discover you get loose to my spins. Let me find out you're spending your nights out and come home and wind down to my spins. Time out, everybody out there cry out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Appleton Radio Show here with Louis Logic. I Am Many. That track was definitely a lot more hip hop than the other Sport Kills track that we played, but I mean, it creatively, obviously, has a great feel. And
thank you.
Really grateful that you brought those through and was able to share that with us. And you know, you're back here rocking at the Big Easy tonight, back
Can't
up
wait.
in Portland, Maine.
It's gonna be a good time.
Definitely. And this time, you actually brought your boy I Am Many out. I Am Many, say what up to the people, man.
Yo, what's going on, Portland?
Definitely. We're
What's up,
chilling, man. Excited to have you up here and tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, and you know, basically what you're going to be doing up here and providing to the open mic tonight.
All right, absolutely. Well, first, I used to go by the name Many Styles. I've been around in New York for some time.
All right.
I was known in the battle scene mainly.
No
I came
doubt.
up around the time of C. Ray's Walls, Immortal Technique, Pac
Right.
FM, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I just got into creating songs, you know, released a project, and you know, then I bounced. And my thing was always to evolve, always to reinvent myself.
Yep.
So now I'm back under the name I Am Many.
Okay.
I got an album coming out on Creative Juices Music.
No doubt.
You just creativejuicesmusic.com.
All right.
And, you know, rocking shows with Lou.
Definitely.
And I'm
Just
going to bring
a
you
little-
guys some really weird shit you
Ooh.
have never seen before.
Nice.
And,
Interesting.
yeah.
That's dope, man. We're really excited to have you up here. And Lou, you were saying...
If I may.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's probably no secret when people have a gander at the guys that I tend to tour with.
Uh-huh.
I like to share stage space with people who challenge me to try harder in my set and to be more adventurous.
Okay.
And so, if you look back, like within the last 2 years in particular, at the people that I've been touring with, I literally have been picking people based on, is this guy an innovator who is doing things that I've never seen anyone else do, and is he going to make me nervous to go on the stage after him? And that is why this guy is here. Because
Nice.
I've never seen anybody do the kind of stuff that he does. And yeah, he makes me nervous. So I'm pretty psyched for tonight's show.
That's
I want him to finish his set, and for me to have to do that thing where I grab my legs with my hand and lift them and like shuffle each one forward, just to get to the
Wow.
stage.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it makes you a better performer to have to
Indeed.
follow stuff like that.
So if you're listening to your local, get on down there. They're not going to want to miss it.
And that's a lot coming from Louis Logic.
Of course.
Big endorsement.
That is such a, I mean, shit, man. Made history, literally. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Indeed.
Guinness
Boom.
Book World Record status, in, you know, my mind.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it wasn't without its costs. I've definitely had people looking at me a little sideways for some of my escapades. But, you know, like I said, if you don't want to use your art career to do something that's challenging and inventive, then go be an accountant or something. You could make money doing anything.
Right.
You don't have to make art.
And I like the way that you relate, you know, things kind of like, you know, doing some hip hop projects and then kind of saying, oh, I'm getting a little weird and on a different angle because, you know, here in the local main scene, we have a lot of that diversity too. And it's funny, like Mike Cloud's a local producer. He always likes to refer to the weird stuff and the bangers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just embracing change and different things
man,
like that.
it's important. You know, we were talking about this on the ride up. A lot of kids find that the more experimental hip hop is not for them because they grew up loving golden era, late 80s through the mid 90s hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to tell those people when we talk about this, you know, the reason you love those records so much is because it had never happened at that time. That was experimental, you know. So the Illmatic record and Sunrises in the East and all those records that we cherish as being like the golden age of 90s hip hop, it didn't exist before that. The reason it was exciting is because it was new and adventurous, and it was so advanced compared to the stuff from the late 80s.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah,
I feel like,
evolved a lot, yeah.
why would you want people to keep recreating what happened 10, 15 years ago? You're not going to get the feeling that you got from those 90s records by having kids make those over again now, because it's not new.
Right, right.
No doubt.
Good, interesting viewpoint, man. Definitely glad to hear it. So we got a little sidetracked from I Am Many, but you also brought me a mixtape, and you know, since we blast music 24/7 on Appleton Radio, we'll definitely throw this into the rotation. But it's Born Again Sinner, and I think
Right.
we're gonna play the Savage track off of this. But do you want to speak on the mixtape and like get any promotional action out there to the folks listening?
Yeah, sure. So, you know, like you said, it's called Born Again Sinner. The track Savage is produced by Logic Proof. You can get it online for free or buy a physical copy from me at the show. And, you know, it's really just a collection of my, you know, what I do in my life. You know, songs about sex and random things. There's conceptual songs. There's it's a good variety. It's a good variety and a very skillful execution of such.
Excellent. Well, you know, without further ado, I say we get it in right now to this track, Savage, here on the Appleton Radio Show. Let's go.
212, Logic Proof. Born Again Sinner mixtape. Yeah. Strength the numbers coming soon. Coming soon. You wanna bump a clock lump with me? I kill for free. I kill MC. I kill the beat. I bury sound bar at 6 feet. Any pussy clock could disagree. I think shit is sweet, or end up shit's creep. The clothes that I am bulging out of now without a worthless rant. I tried not to get angry, but it made I said animals should not act like people. Now I beat my chest. I rip your face off and eat your mechanical gorilla. I pick up my feces and I throw it at you. Do not provoke the monkey, stay clear the baboon. Make one false move and he will attack you. Show the wrong emotion, he will attack you. Antagonize the animal, then he will detach you. Walking on all fours, he's wobbling at you. Hopping from fist to foot, he's wobbling at you. Right at home in the jungle, any human to roam, asking for trouble, he'll smash and crush you. Bash and bust you and try to play nicely and beat you to death. I will crawl out of my cave and club you in the face. Inherit your wondrous toys. Hold the watch to the sky and jump for joy. I know not what it do, but it's making noise. I do not understand this, still it brings me joy because it's mine. Mine! A monster! Conquer like a rocker. Prop a guitar to the face of all imposters. No pose, a flow over the oppose and float over the probing over the ocean flow. Composing, long flowing robe glowing, knowing only he knows he's all knowing. Lo and behold, he told the omen bestowed upon the mind of the pawn unknowing. Sun shining, darkness come blinding. Mount ignorant, good time to start climbing. It takes more than 4 walls to confine him. In the prison of his body, will you find him? Mind like a diamond refined. He doesn't come a dime, a dozen. His thoughts are more like 8 dozen dimes. 820 things to say at one time. I could rearrange a state of mind with a single line. Now think of all the lines I could squeeze in a single rhyme. My movement will go from small to huge in no time. So fuck you. Why I gotta do nothing that you can do. A suicide bomber versus a crew of vandals. That anarchy shit is too much for you to handle. That anarchy shit is too much for you to handle. You're inspired by pathological lies. I'm inspired by the idea of lighting people on fire.
Yeah, so that was Savage by I Am Many. Great joint, man. Really love the flow and the jump into the second verse with, switching it up and going real heavy. Seemed like there was some growling and some screaming that kind of built up to the next flow. That was really fresh, man. I
Shout out
appreciate
to
that.
Logic Proof. He produced that. I also want you guys to check out the other joint, Cuckoo Crazy, produced by ID. And I want you guys to see the variety. The Cuckoo
diversity.
Crazy joint is nothing like that one.
Much different.
Yeah.
Definite. And that's kind of what you said the mixtape was like. It's adventures through everything.
Yeah,
and
you
bouncing
can't
back and
play
forth
one
and-
song and then get an idea of what the whole mixtape sounds like.
Right.
You have to play
Yeah,
a bunch of them.
definitely.
it's like vocalistically like his wardrobe. It's like every outfit that the guy owns, like
Yeah,
on the
man.
mixtape. It's crazy, man.
All right, well, we'll
he
definitely get it
literally sounds like different people from track to track. It's unreal. Very diverse record.
Great. Well, you'll be able to get the chance to hear more of that record on the Appleton radio show, so make sure you stay tuned in. We're real happy to have you guys here. Thank you once again for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys
man.
for having us.
Any last, just give us the whole world, man. Websites, promotion, everything, tours, women.
Okay, if anybody is curious about what Lewis Logic is up to, just /facebook.com Lewis Logic, and you can find journal entries and updates about what I'm doing, tour dates, lewd photographs, comic insults. You can also follow me on Twitter at Lewis Dorley, which is my given name.
I just started following you today.
Yeah, it's Louis, D like David, ORLE like Edward Y.
Boom.
And then in addition to that, you can come down to the Big Easy tonight and see me perform live and in the flesh.
Bang, definitely. So
I'm doing my whole set in falsetto, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What's up, y'all?
Definitely. So come on out to the Big Easy tonight. We got Lewis Logic, I Am Many,
Yep.
Dynamo P, and
And
Essence.
you can follow me at Twitter, The Real I Am Many.
The Real I Am Many.
David Justin Cologne on Facebook. CreativeJuicesMusic.com, IamMany.net. Shout out Strength in Numbers, Homeboy Sandman, Two Hungry Bros.
Shout out to the Fake Four family.
Big ups, definitely. Lewis
and to
Logic.
Johnny October as well.
I
wish he
Many.
could be here tonight.
Oh, there's that car alarm again.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys very much for coming through, man. As we always do, we're going to get back into some main hip hop. You know what I mean? We've our first internationally known, not outside, this is outside of our.
Can't believe you guys lost your virginity to me.
We just popped our chair,
Of
man.
all people.
Thank you very much for coming through and doing it. And
Yeah,
now we're gonna-
certainly.
We're going to bring you Essence just to get right back into
Tonight's
the mix
show.
here.
Yeah.
All right.
OZ.
Admit you love me, and so how am I ever to know?
To the Muslims, to the Christians, to the citizens, I hope you listening. I feel the hate steady balance in this country. I just want to debate and challenge what's in front of me, but you tell me no, and I should know better than to go against the grain. Just the brains at the other end today, it is relevant. Bitter to the death, no forgiveness for the press. They made us witness religion so different from the rest and different from the West, and living to accept it's harder when you're caught up trying to pick between the left, the right, and the middle. What is right? It's a riddle, a struggle within the puzzle. I can try to so little, so effortless. Your evidence, war zones of reverence. Poor lords, forlorn, war short on evidence. A quarter for your penitence, a penny for your thought. Here's the visiting of history, so many have forgot. See them wearing a burqa like me, rapping in Brooklyn. And if it ever happens, people shouting, people look. I isn't she. They put us in these categories. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. They say we ain't on the same page, same class, different race, and the same age. But they say we ain't the same. Hey, I need change right now. I need change right now.
Hey, hey.
They tell me how to think, who to hate, who to love. They tell me that we're the same and we relate just because they share my race and have a status that's above. And that's where I wanna be, but that space builds up. And in the end, I can see eye to eye with a foreigner in shambles with nothing but a silence. Maybe we could wander, maybe we could all go somewhere in Rwanda, somewhere in the Congo. And there's a situation Jersey Shore ought to follow. Questioning today prevents wars of tomorrow. A tour and a sorrow, put it in your iPod. 0 gram for Mars, they look into the sky, God. And would you mind, God? Or are you blind, God? If anybody asks, say it's okay with my God. Cause my God, we are burning with hypocrisy. If war teaches peace, then learning is a mockery. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. They say we ain't on the same page, same class, different race, and the same age. But they say we ain't the same. Hey, I need change right now. I need change right now.
Hey, hey.
I'm not siding with the liberals, I'm siding with conservatives. But more people are dying, deciding who deserves to live. Tell me whose earth this is, spinning into turbulence. I worry who the fairy will bury soon as the surface gives. And are you nervous, kid? I'll tell you just what nervous is. Walking on the U.S. soil without your turban head. This ain't a game, yeah, we treat it like a tournament. Pick your home team and cheer amid the current rifts. But let me shift, cause trust me, I support the vets. Anyone who dies for a right, I'm supporting, yeah. We must examine the panic within the Portland press and understand the disadvantage when we ignore a section of our community. Usually we collect as a whole and in unity. Beautifully now reflect on a possibility that is near our grasp. Equality needs the future just to clear our path. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. They say we ain't on the same page, same class, different race, and the same age. But they say we ain't the same. Hey, I need change right now. I need change right now.
Hey, hey.
She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories. She isn't I isn't she. They put us in these categories.
Yo, I just want to say shout out to Lewis Logic and I Am Many for coming through here on the Appleton Radio Show. It's JTB and A-Frame sitting in the co-pilot seat. IBI over in the Celtics quadrant, I believe, was what's going on there. But we're just getting back into the main hip hop tracks. We took it to New York for a little bit and kind of around the world, Denmark, and it was real cool to be able to bring you guys something a little bit different outside of the local scene. But speaking of something that maybe isn't so different, since I think this might be the third week I'm playing this in a row, and this song is fresh. I wanted to say what up to DJ Main Event. He's representing up in Augusta tonight, I think, or somewhere. He's doing a gig, so he can't come down to the Big Easy. But this track is going to be off of his next Under the Radar Volume 2 mixtape. It's featuring OD Guap Dre Sr. It's called The Nicest. It was recorded here at Appleton Radio, so I'm obviously biased. But we're going to get it right in. Let's go.
Boarded up house, a milk crate, eating weights, there's not a video shoot. Some mixtape, but a visual to into. A son get cake and what Dre say. What's cake without frosting? Who would rather porcelain? Yeah, I'm all about the flossing. My turn to re-up, so I'm heading down to Boston. All the while zoning out to Mike B instrumentals, rhyming out loud, crazy, going hand me in the rental. Skill building, still a pride in being better than whatever competitor you put up for the letters. Was so inspired by the early day lyricists who carry the whole album without 1,000 appearances. Nowadays, ultimate ciphers are outdated, and you could come be real stupid and still make it. Refusing to endorse any foolish shit, no hating. But if skills paid bills, you die of starvation. Breaking it down to its simplest form, lyrics spawn in reaction to convey a response. Beats, rhymes, and life, one man and one mic. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. Breaking it down to its simplest form, lyrics spawn in reaction to convey a response. Beats, rhymes, and life, one man and one mic. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. You see him in the streets, they be like, yo, he nice.
The ability to skillfully kill a beat with soliloquy, heavy artillery, multi-syllable, ill delivery. Is it on occasion? Cadence with which you make it takes you from out the basement to plays on your local station. Is it formulaic? Basis of your creation. The most basic cookie cutter couldn't see me if they paid for LASIK. Look at these rookies, look at each other crooked, shook to see us bookers. We took every page in the book that they made plays with. Yeah, I'm an ace with a crazy age, like a klepto at the bakery, taking the whole cake.
Is it punchlines?
Only when they properly placed. And heavy content nowadays is hardly the case. What's considered a commodity? Probably not artistry. Notch marketing, targeting dollar signs, obviously. Pardon me for cautiously not bartering consciously. What they consider art is a small part of it, honestly.
Breaking it down to its simplest form, lyrics spawn in reaction to convey a response. Beats, rhymes, and life, one man and one mic. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. Breaking it down to its simplest form, lyrics spawn in reaction to convey a response. Beats, rhymes, and life, one man and one mic. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. You see him in the streets, they be like, yo, he nice.
I watch your faggot switch and say no homo. I see that Photoshop bitch on your promo. Talking logos, I rock my sweats and rip it. No way you'll ever eat my food, you're gonna have to sip it. From your wired jaw, why is y'all acting hard? I shoot at your squad and have you singing like some quiet boys. Before you step into the riot, boys. Y'all the biggest losers like your Hoku on a diet, boys. I never tire laws, got the force. Luke Skywalker, run it like a slave from balls. Run it with no shoes and socks. You're fucking right, I'm so hungry, I can eat a horse. So horny, I'll eat a horse. So crazy, I'll be the corpse. Y'all move like sloths, I call you snail rape. I'm fucking all your young boys, I call you jailbait. Not in the sports, but eat and drink like a tailgate. If it's just your loss, but I'ma still say you a stalemate. I feel great, my name's Tony, I'm selling frosted flakes. For the sake of you and your squad, I hope you brought your brakes. Pump 'em and seal your fate. Ugly, you see the hate. Or me, not you, cause at your wake, they'll conceal your face. You disintegrate when I penetrate your motion pictures. You're fucking yourselves, I hope you brought some lotion with you. If you're there when I flow, you got the ocean with you. Talking hocus pocus, then you better have your potion. It's just
breaking it down to its simplest form. Lyrics spawn in reaction to convey a response. Beats, rhymes, and life, one man and one mic. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. Breaking it down to its simplest form. Lyrics spawn in reaction to convey a response. Beats, rhymes, and life, one man and one mic. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. Whose affirmation come from hearing, yo, he nice. You see him in the streets, they be like, yo, he nice.
Yeah, it's Appleton Radio, JTB holding it down. Ghost is in the building somewhere, Ill By Instinct roaming around. We got a house full of rappers. Yeah, we got you, Frame. Are you in the building? No, nah, go to another mic. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, speaking of Frame being in the building and big things going on in the 207 Daily, let's talk about this show that's going on Saturday. Is it Saturday at 9 p.m.?
14th.
Saturday the 14th
at Salancha.
Salancha. All right, that's 24 Preble Street.
We've got Sandbag in the house. We got A-Frame in the house. I think we got Mechanical Hounds in the house with us.
Yep,
on that.
Mechanical Hound.
We got DJ Spinach, and he's you know, for anyone that might not know. Yes, he is a guy that I worked with at one of the many restaurants I've worked at in the past year. And we'd known each other way back, but hooked up with him again. And he's actually an electronic producer / DJ here in town. I think he used to spin down at Liquid Blue. And he's just a fan of underground hip-hop, and he wanted to throw a show. And he put the show together and is throwing it, and I'm all about it because I got some new songs to do.
All right,
anyone hasn't heard him yet, got some new stuff in the works. So
it looks like it's
dropping some new stuff, and it should be a good time.
Yeah, so starting at 9 p.m.
It is a $5 cover charge, but with a lineup like that, trust me, we'll rock for y'all. So come on down, check it out, and feel the main underground love.
And to continue to promote shows, I want to shout out to Brzezowski Moshe with K to the I. There's also El Chupacabra, I believe is Shupe's name that night from Sandbag. DJ Emo Better, who's one of the DJs for Mill Pavement. Virtue, One Distant Moment. So that's going down tomorrow night at 9 p.m. at Empire.
Great
and
lineup.
Brzezowski, not Brizzo, but Moshe never plays shows in Portland. You know, that's one of the things he always talks about. So this is one of the rare times you can get out and check out the Rabbi in full action. You know what I mean?
I believe I was just talking to him the other day, and it's going to be his last show for the summer. He doesn't, or at this point anyway, he doesn't have anything else lined up. So
all right,
come out and check out the hard-hitting dubstep.
Yeah, so let's. I want to say shout out to Brizzo, who you can probably see tonight everywhere, always at the Big Easy Rap Night, Hip Hop Night. We're gonna get into his joint, I'm the Atlantic, here on Appleton Radio. Let's go.
She glared straight ahead. Then she sort of shook it off. You answer me. It's not his fault. He remained silent, tears rolling down her cheeks. This is a secret of the soul. A huge complex of thoughts and feelings had poured out of her.
I held you sacred like our seventh day, kept for a generation and lost sleep, replaying every detailed little conversation. I kissed the wind that bit and hoped to carry intent to where your lips would turn to the horizon, where the home fires were lit. Across the flat seascape, I spy the smallest sinking ships and fantasize of captains waving goodbye to how hard it's been. I squint to make out the shapes, like these sandy-lidded kids. I pick a bottle to inspect, with no message and minimal risk. I was surprised how you said to channel loss as a muse, spun in place, stumbled, tripped and flamed your name like a fuse. Followed the dim luminescence to a hole where time moves slow, drifting at a glacial pace. I go between the seasonal snow. I'm the Atlantic, the cold, the ripples, the crash. I'm the lighthouse keeper. The wind whips, the future is ash. The old man in the sea, try to stretch the days at last. I keep the beacon lit through storms, but I know you won't be back. The reticent is stoic in the face of opportunity squandered. Squirrels scramble the pilfer and hoard these meals for winter bondage. If they can withstand this one, they might live on forever in scrapbooks, yellowing scratched into picnic table revels, ghost reveries. T for one in the longest of gazes on record. Log no movement, and to nobody's amazement, the wars are turning brittle in the salt air and exposure. The pile of clothes in her, no closure but closer. I'm the Atlantic, the cold, the ripples, the crash. I'm the lighthouse keeper. The wind whips, the future is ash. The old man in the sea, try to stretch the days at last. I keep the beacon lit through storms, but I know you won't be back. We were a family once, in the hilly town by the sea. One and one could be one, we proved certain, you and me, until scurvy and dry rot, severed, ringing and muddled speech, leaving that sadness could be a sickness, afflicted as a disease. If I live too long, I won't treat you right. Now I've seen too much, you can take my eyes. If I squeeze too hard, you're gonna turn to dust, cause I never breathe, never or enough is enough. Cause this thing's too much, try to run through the sludge. I'm a glutton to be punished by the numbers just because I believe in what I believe in, and I believe in a dry white season. I'm the Atlantic, the cold, the ripples, the crash. I'm the lighthouse keeper. The wind whips, the future is ash. The old man in the sea, try to stretch the days at last. I keep the beacon lit through storms, but I know you won't be back.
Appleton.
I'm the Atlantic, the cold, the ripples, the crash. I'm the lighthouse keeper. The wind
They're packing it and repacking it here at Appleton Radio. It's all about the syllables.
To replay this message, press 4 to get envelope information about this message.
Dude, fuck you, dude. I got a ball. Yo, fuck you, Spose, dude. What the fuck, dude? I'm gonna fucking fuck you in you.
Appleton.
Dude, fucking Justin Tickham. I'm gonna fuck him right fucking ass too, right on with all you motherfuckers.
Appleton.
End of message.
Appleton.
To delete this message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9. To hear more.
Appleton.
It is he who through verses shows no mercy. Blazed, always looking like I just ate turkey in my life. No red dots, neither guns nor herpes, and the pong water's murky. I'll be perched at my mom's, breaking up some merch, smelling like a marsh. Just got out of work. The state of Maine sustained temperatures far below 30. Girls' nips get perky. It's regularly snowing in the winter in a blizzard with the scissors and saliva cold as ice up in the ice. We get higher than a Boeing. And as I inhale, just know that in New Hampshire came close to jail but made bail. Now your sister feels me like Braille as I clutch a Sam Adams Boston Ale, unshaven with a hoodie, looking like an adulterer, swerving out of Irving in a resin-colored Altima, altogether pimpin'. Also, I don't care, I smoke trees. Ironically, the shirt reads there. It's like, been there, done that. Mud on the hubcaps, Wells, Maine, getting ID'd for a blunt wrap. Oh! Yeah! I'll take another blunt to the head. So in the backwoods emblem as the blunt sesh assembling in the summer, bare arms like the Second Amendment. You can find me just hanging like an ornament, snorting jagged little pills, call him Alanis Morissette, yo. We don't drive slow, speed like Sandra Bullock, avoid the Wells Poe and our parents' Tahoes. Kick it inconspicuous when gripping on the stickiest as we lurk the back roads in garages dads plays while playing Van Halen. I spend a lot of wages on being inebriated, t-shirt untucked, double bubbler packed up, proving thus I've been nuts since my bowl cut. We got sex but no pistols, Wells Maine, no bullets, thick hickish accents, sweatpants and mullets. The healthy and the wealthy eating salads with croutons. I'm microwaving hot pockets, sleeping on the futon. Past the grass, alas, I don't care, I smoke trees. Ironically, the shirt reads there. It's like, been there, done that. Blood, sweat, mud flaps, drug sins. I was watching Doug and the Rugrats. Oh! Whoa! Yeah! I'll take another blunt to the head. Yeah! Whoa! I'll take another blunt to the
Yeah, it's the Appleton Radio Show. JTB in the place to be. My partner in crime, Ryan Augustus, is MIA at the current juncture, but you know how we do it, and we really only have time for like 2 songs. A-Frame's still in the mother trucking building. I guess in honor of Ghost being in the building, but not in the building, we're going to get into an old Abador track. Are you all right with that, man?
I'm cool with that.
You're damn right. Shout out to Spose before. That was To the Head off the Preposterously Dank CD, and this is Abador Till the Wheels Fall Off. Let's go.
The Appleton Radio Show, Maine Hip Hop.
I'm going to attempt something never seen before on any stage, but I'll need your assistance since I do not have, well, since I'm working alone tonight. With your help, I'm going to reach into your minds and read your thoughts. If you have a problem, concentrate on it.
Strike your weaponry, my front line cleverly severs melodies. Feel the odds testing me, but can't fail too much as a jeopardy. With me, I'm just trying to be what I'm supposed to be. A dope MC with urban poetry. See, I keep roasting me. I'll openly approach a beat, then I spit a flow that's sweet. Not composing pose a feet, but crossing like a rosary. Watch your tongue speak because I've reached my last nerve. Discreet with technique, best skeet. Oh, get your ass served. Attach and match words to the drum, bass, and snare hit. Under pressure, fresher than some Southern Cali Flair script. Oh, you got it locked? Well, son, I got the hair pick. Easily got you open, what the blood clot y'all be smoking. Must be puffing on that lace weed, cause your rhymes don't face me. I'ma call you Kevin cause you seem it kinda spacey. Me, I chase freaks, embrace beats on the low. Once I hear the break beat, my tongue secretes the flow. I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk. Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move. I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk.
Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move.
Wired, but I'm tired of the stress day to day. Don't know if I get paid or even have a place to stay. Walking on the edge of razor blades, slip some vodka in my Gatorade. Forget my problems and just deal at a later date. I throw the beats on and fade away the great escape, and plot the moves that I need to make to break away. I try to show love, but feeling like I'm made to hate when friends turn their back like they never fucking made mistakes. My daughter's face is my only little saving grace. Without a smile, I just clap on these fucking snakes. But for her, I can run this race till I break and buckle legs. Nothing takes shape, get my knuckles aim. Sorry mom, this ain't the man that I plan to be. I might lose the fight by reason of insanity, but maybe this knife will finally make a man of me. I cut myself if it wasn't for my vanity.
I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk. Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move. I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk. Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move.
The prime mind, handling rhymes, tending to mine. While cats are pretending they're moms. No speaking, I'm peeking, grabbing the mic, geeking, tweaking. Cause freaks feel the need to be speaking. Shut up, all my real people just get the fuck up. Goes around and know I'm more than down to knock up. Close fist, with a lighter most likely we won't miss. Crack a brew, smacking you, then leaving your whole diss. Oh shit, the mic ablaze when my team and I amaze. With overflows, winds, torrential rains and tidal waves. Get ready for the title changes, fuck, I've seen some brighter days. But now you're trapped and confused, like a mouse inside a maze. Drunk in my eyes are glazed, skunk roll the finest ways, you dumb. All you crumbs obey to what your highness say. Fools play by the rules, I'm about to break it. Clowns put down the crown, I'm about to take it.
I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk. Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move. I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk. Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move.
Live and die in excess like I'm choking in lust. My frame broken and rust from heavy smoke of the dust. Wet brain, Olympic swimming status, elevated features. Found to be in common, the most celebrated creatures. Delphi prophecy, hell high philosophy. Get up in that ass, call me Mr. Colonoscopy. Stay above your words, call me Mr. Apostrophe. Devilish dichotomy, radiating off of me. Irish descent, no place where the luck stops. Living proof after enemies, toast the buckshots, fuck cops. My inner essence live to demand war. If you want the opposite, then fuck what you stand for. Violence solves everything, it's always an option. Son of weaklings out there, put them up for adoption. Carnivorous, clandestine, preserve the strength. Only a demon that's the screaming that's deserves the length.
I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk. Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move. I'ma ride till the wheels fall off. Keep it real, raw deal, I don't feel your talk. Cause I know what it is to lose. We holla, stay on point and let the movement move.
Yeah, Appleton Radio, woo, 207 in the building.
Yo, I'm giving us applause tonight, man. I think we had a real good show.
Indeed we did, man. Louis Logic, I Am Many. You know, we got to talk with them. Lou kind of filled us in on what he's been doing as of recent. Talked about memories from, you know, his past and really where he's going to be going now. Some things with Fake 4. A lot of news that he gave us
Got some exclusive
what's going on with him
tonight on the Appleton Radio
Indeed.
Show. So.
You know, some of them a little different, but you know, nonetheless, just ridiculously creative. Great time all around. You know, this is exactly what the Appleton Radio Show is all about, and it's about bringing people through so you can get a chance to really get a feel of what this person's about. And you can go on and check their music on our show and go out and cop albums. And really, you know, if you're not a fan or if you don't know who Louis Logic is, after tonight, hopefully you decide you will. So
legends here on the Appleton Radio program.
Exactly.
I mean, make no mistake about it. You know, that was pretty huge.
Indeed. So thank y'all again for listening. This is the Appleton Radio Show, playing main hip-hop every Wednesday night, 7 to 9. We got the live show, but you guys can tune in anytime, 24/7. We're always streaming live hip-hop. Listen. All day long.
Listen.appletonradio.com.
Indeed. So thank y'all once again. A-Frame, thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. Another good one.
We're going to close it out with Dre Sr. because he is the best rapper alive, or
Indeed.
so claimed on this track.
No doubt. So big up to Dre.
Big up
Killed
to
it
Dre.
last night. Appleton Radio. Tune in next week. We got more and more music for y'all.
We're
Keep
out for
tuning in.
now.
does it, but I'm rugged. I'm harder than the yard when there ain't no guard. I'm harder than the nips in the cold, no bra. I got a couple clips, I ain't from Virginia. Got a couple tips that might offend ya. Drop the pen and pad, the rhymes is butt. Them songs is ass. Ready to smoke for the room when the boy come through. With a cannon and a kick like an old kung fu. Rappers say they killers, that's so untrue. They got you stuck on it, I come to unglue the lies are in your windows. Guys with pretend flows, they easy to kill like flies in the window. The flies on the screen, it's not a nice look when your eyes on the beam. I know they shook, I met some guys that left the team, dropped out of the league, said I'm too foul, they ain't playing with me. It's a smart decision, got so many bars you think I'm still in prison. Got so many broads you might think I'm a pimp. A veteran with a limp. With these rappers I see food, I eat lots of shrimp. I'm the best rapper alive. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, count 2 more guys. Multiply 3 times. That's 21 MCs hit up at the same time. I'm the best rapper alive. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, count 2 more guys. Multiply 3 times. That's 21 MCs hit up at the same time. They can't touch this, I'm like hammer in his prime, baby. Too legit to quit, plus the hammer's in the spine. Used to drink the fifth, put the hammer to your mind. Now a rapper's tooth and nail, so I hammer on the grind. Push up more lines than Scarface when he's coke sniffing. Them boys say they're rock stars, but there's no rockin'. I see the woman in these dudes, to me there's no difference. They all funny to me, little Eddie Griffin. Or Cat Williams is, it's all jokes till I'm right where your buildings is. Catching up your children's is. There a rapper who's better than this? If you think so, you ain't hit the suck my dick. If there is a better rapper, I'ma have to go to a show. That was me in the audience clapping. Not with no applause, I mean the 4B blasting. You could call his name, but your boy will be absent. I'm the best rapper alive. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, count 2 more guys. Multiply 3 times. That's 21 MCs hit up at the same time. I'm the best rapper alive. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, count 2 more guys. Multiply 3 times. That's 21 MCs hit up at the same time. My unusual style might confuse you for a sec. I don't always rap about a Uzi or a tech, but I will send shots so dudes give me respect. Like the girl when she choked, trying to lose me, giving next. They in check, they not sure, they ass fitting. Like that deodorant, I'm sure there's no sweating. Dudes come with ice grills and think that's threatening. Till they knock on heaven's door, hoping God accepts them. You know when I'm repping, it's a me thing. I smack the crown off a rapper trying to beat king. I used to have more crack than a G-string. Till the fat lady came, you know what she sing. I'm in the bang, mixing anything with ramen noodles. My tuna name will turn a Great Dane to a poodle. Sometimes I freestyle, sometimes I doodle. Since the shorty, all the shorty said you're so brutal. I just say what's on my mind and let the drama stack. Where's the guap? Go ahead, grease my palms with that. I should be getting more spins than a laundromat. Laying naked with your favorite rapper, baby mama's at me. I'm the best rapper alive. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, count 2 more guys. Multiply 3 times. That's 21 MCs hit up at the same time. I'm the best rapper alive. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, count 2 more guys. Multiply 3 times. That's 21 MCs hit up at the same time.
Appleton.
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 Appleton.